perfect. Okay, the idea of this, I don't know what to call it yet, but the idea of this video, the idea of this video is to talk about, how do you say it? Perfect. Like I said, perfect. Yeah, perfect. So I'm saying perfect. Okay. Self-love, all that kind of stuff. Love, people be listening. Okay, all this stuff comes under the same thing called perfect. I'm calling it perfect, right? But it's inside. Okay, so what happens is, immediately upon your birth, all of you people who probably listen to what I say because it's in English, you know what I mean? Immediately upon your birth, because the Western culture that you are born into tells you immediately that you are not perfect. Tells you that no one is perfect. Matter of fact, it tells you that the God that they deal with, or whatever the culture deals with, ain't perfect either. Made your imperfect ass. So wait a minute. People say, okay, it was perfect. I got a lot of stuff about this, so I'm gonna just go into the perfect part and try to stay there, which is this. You got to get out of where you at. I never been there, so I never believed all this stuff about, okay, we not perfect, no one is perfect, God made us from the clay, all that shit. I never went with that, so I don't know what you have to leave. I mean, I read the books and stuff, but I don't know what you actually had to have to leave. But I can tell you this: if you don't leave it, you will be there forever, and your children and your children's children and the rest of that thing there. But I will point it out to you. You can deal with it as you wish. It goes like this. They gave you a Genesis. You know what a Genesis is? It's a beginning. They gave you a beginning and you accepted it. That's like stupid. I can't even get with that. I mean, as a child, I understand you were given that thing as a child, and you say, hey, as a child, it's down on you. What can you do? You're like a child. You can't even eat yourself. You know what I mean? You can't even change your diaper or nothing, whatever. So yeah, all that stuff was pushed on top of you. Yeah? But the thing goes like this. You're an adult now. If you're listening to me, you're old enough to rethink all of this stuff, reevaluate, not rethink. You never thought about it. They just push that garbage on you. But to reevaluate this stuff, all right? I'm going to break this down because I want to get you to the perfect, but I understand you got to come out of the imperfect. So I don't know how you got there, but I'm thinking it's from this line of thought that no one's perfect and all that kind of garbage like that, right? Okay, because of this Genesis that you've been given. It's a given. It's not yours. It's something that's been imposed upon you. It's not your Genesis. You think you started like, you know what I mean? Come on. You think that the first generation of your deity, the first generation, no, the deity created Adam and Eve and all that garbage. Okay, fine. That's not the first generation. I'm talking about when they have a baby. And that's the first generation, right? And the first generation of them guys, they committed fratricide. Is that in you? If that ain't in you, if that's in you, turn this off and go to bed or whatever you're doing. And say, oh, nigga, you crazy. I ain't got no problem with it. That's in you, that you just had some kids and they gonna kill each other. You think that's in you? Then you go ahead and say, oh, that nigga crazy, turn me out, talking about me bad all day, please. Because that's in you. The one that ain't in you, and you be like, wait a minute, I never thought about that shit. That ain't in me. That's not how where's that at in me? That ain't in me. Then that nigga, that's the one that should keep listening. All right. We were made perfect. You have to read. Okay, I just give a little mantra. I heard, that's the way it's a mantra. It's like this. Okay, mantra. I am perfect. I was created perfect. Oh, it starts perfect. I got it written down somewhere, but I'll try to recite it. I'm perfect. Created perfectly by a perfect creator who creates everything perfectly. Yeah. If your creator is perfect, your creator is omnipresent, omnipotent, all that kind of big stuff that's real, you know what I mean? That's going to move you to the higher heights, then okay, then that's perfect. Then you're perfect because the creator created you. But the created, that's not perfect. Tell me something, and I'll listen. I'm at just at 5 minutes, 6 minutes. Send me a quote. Write me a letter. Tell me something the creator created that's not perfect. Perfectly ugly. Perfectly beautiful, that's all in the eye beholding. All that kind of stuff. Anything you want to judge the creator. Yeah, I don't even get y'all, man, with that noise. But hey, that's not my thing. My thing is perfect. If you want to be loved and all that, people know, I want love and they don't love me. Who cares? Do you love you? Once that's settled, you're done. With that love and love. Oh, man, love don't, I heard the spinners say, love don't love nobody. This is so true. Love is a force of nature. It don't have nothing to do with you. You have something to do with it, like air. Air don't care about you. Please understand, air will be here, come you or not. The sun, all of this stuff, man, trees. End of the world, forget it, man. You can't end that. See, you can move it, you can remove it from this space or that space, but end it, get out of here. We all know this, even once you're 12 years, you know. I like 11. About 11, it's time to rethink all that stuff that's been pushed on you. That's the time to go back over it. But most people don't never get to it. And so now they 50, 60, 80 years old believing garbage and, spouting, which is worse than believing. I mean, you can believe what you want, but then you start spouting it to the youth now. That's when I have to speak up and say something, all right? Okay, youth now, you were born perfect. You were created perfect by a perfect creator who created everything perfectly. The reason that things don't appear to be perfect to you is because of your value system and your lack of knowledge of self. Self. I must just say self, not your.